All right, so let's kick things off with our first developer. Wes, this was your pick. I agree that there are some fantastic games in here as well, but you're really more familiar with them. So, where
Yeah.
do you want to begin with Treasure?
Treasure, man. Treasure couldn't do any wrong back in the day. They were known for shooters or shmups, which are space shooters, horizontal shooters. It was they were the masters. They had Ikaruga. They did Radiant Silvergun. And the thing with Treasure, their games were hard. They were the difficulty level, even on easy, if it came with an easy option, was still difficult.
This is what I'll say about Treasure off the bat. This was one of the first studios I recognized as if you see that name, it meant quality. Like outside of like the Nintendo seal of approval, which was
Mm-hmm.
kind of like some bullshit. Let's be real. Like they did make a difference, but that was to like you know console people from the video game crash. But you saw Treasure on a game, you saw Rare on a game, which we're going to get into shortly.
Mm-hmm.
That meant a whole nother level of quality to a whole group of people.
You saw Treasure, developed a game, you were not going to be disappointed. One of my favorite Treasure games was for the Genesis. It was Gunstar Heroes, side scroller, run and gun, but it had Treasure's flair on it, and it was so good.
This was like uh, correct me if I'm wrong because I never played the game. I've seen videos. I
Mm-hmm.
actually have the game on 360. But this is a platform, a running gun platformer. So it's
Mm-hmm.
kind of like a platform where you're jumping around and doing stuff. But the comparable version would have been like Contra, but less
Correct.
mature.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct.
Yeah, I gotta play that game because I love Contra and I have it and I don't. I actually bought it I think in the past
Mhm.
few years because it was on sale. It was like an Xbox Live, like it's a downloadable version.
Okay.
But I think I got that game for like $3, man.
Yeah, very.
And a
Which
physical on
Contra?
on Genesis. I'm talking about Gunstar
Oh, Gunstar
Heroes.
Heroes. Okay.
I got it for like $3. And on Genesis, that's probably like at least a minimum of $50 at least.
At least.
Yeah,
Oh,
I got to
Gunstar
check it
Heroes.
out, man.
So good. So good. They also did. They did a very obscure game, which up until recently was only available in Japan for the Nintendo 64, and then they re-released. Then I heard they brought it over, and I think for the Wii or the Wii U, but it was Sin and Punishment.
Oh yeah. They did bring
Yeah.
that game over for sure. Sin and Punishment came out on the N64 in Japan. You're 100% right.
Mm-hmm.
And then on the Wii, they made a version of Sin and Punishment that I think was a sequel to that game. I don't think it was a remake. I think it was called like Sin and Punishment, and then it had a subtitle, but I don't remember what
I
the
got
subtitle
you.
was.
Oh, Sin and Punishment was great. Again, it was Treasure, so you knew what you were going to get. You was going to get a fantastic game with a high difficulty level. Yeah, it came out for Nintendo 64, and I was so upset when it was not going to come to America, so I had to import it just to play it.
It was a shmup, right?
It was very Gunstar Heroes in a 3D
Mm.
world because
Okay, cool.
yeah, because the 64 was all about 3D, so it was very Gunstar Heroes.
I just got to go on a quick little rant. During that period of time, I love those 3D games. It's what everybody was talking about. But for the love of God, man, why did they just ignore 2D completely like it didn't exist? Castlevania Symphony of the Night is like one of the best games ever made.
Mm-hmm.
And they were just like, oh, we don't need to do this. What the hell are you guys? I'm sorry. I'll stop. But I don't understand. If you read magazines from that era, it's just like, oh, yeah, but it's 2D. Who cares? Is it good?
Mm-hmm.
Then that's all that matters.
2D was
Sorry.
great because most of the time it was hand drawn art, like the game I'm getting ready to mention, Guardian Heroes for the Saturn. It was a side scroller, multiplayer beat 'em up that
That's
had
awesome.
that had Treasure's touch on it. It was. Have you played it?
No, I haven't, but dude, everything you're saying just sounds awesome.
It was good. It was. I don't want to call it like a golden axe because like the main character, one character had a giant sword, and you could pick from 4 different characters, and each of them had a different weapon. But it was a side scroller, 2D hand drawn game, and it was just
Wes,
a brawler.
if you see that at your store, Level Up Entertainment, I need you to let me know how much it is. And if it's not completely unreasonable, I'm going to pick it up. Or if you ever know that it's downloadable somewhere for cheap,
Okay, I
I'll
will
get it there
definitely
as
keep an
well.
eye out for you.
If it's $500, don't even bother telling me because it's I don't even want to know that it exists. I don't need to be tempted by some crazy price Saturn games.
Well, we can check Game Eye real quick.
Oh, I mean, if you guys didn't, I feel like they should sponsor us at some point. You guys should go check out Game Eye. They don't sponsor us. We don't pay us anything. It is the best way to track your games, like what's in your collection, add games to your collection, and keep track of overall what you have. But the nice thing is, it takes like a conglomerate of different websites and stuff, and gives you like an average price
Yes, it
of what
does.
the current rate of something is. And I don't know how this dude makes any money. Maybe he doesn't make any money. I know they have a Patreon, which you guys should go to and help him out. But this app is more valuable than just about any other app I've ever had, and it's completely free.
Best app I've ever downloaded.
Get yourself some Game Eye.
Yeah, man, you got to. All right, so Guardian Heroes. I'm looking now. Looking now. Guardian Heroes right now for the Saturn. Complete inbox is going for like 275.
Whew. You can let me know if you have one. I don't know if I'm gonna pick it up for that price.
Oh,
See, the first thing I'm gonna do is see if it's downloadable. If it's downloadable for like downloadable games like under $20, I'll just go download it somewhere.
yeah. All right.
If it's not downloadable though, that's when the temptation is gonna set in.
Treasure. Yeah. Oh, Treasure. It holds a spot in my heart always as far as developers because they. I said it before. They could do no wrong. Everything they put out was top notch, enjoyable, easy, nice to look at graphically. It was just such good games they put out.
I would say for me, the two games that I'm most familiar with Treasure is Ikaruga. I bought that on the GameCube
Mm-hmm.
back in the day, still have my copy. The game is a lot of fun. It's really, really good. But like we talked about earlier, Jesus, is it hard.
Yeah.
Um, the mechanic in the game is you have to like flip your ship over and like your ship, I think, is it black and white? Is that the
Mm-hmm.
colors of the ship? And depending on what your enemies look like, you need to change your ship
Yep.
to defeat them. Otherwise, if you're not flipping your ship, your bullets are doing like no damage. Your power is like weak as hell. So you have to know which version of the ship you need to use against certain enemies. That was the whole mechanic of the game. And it was a lot of fun, but my God, I definitely didn't beat the game. I didn't get very far in it. I had a good time with it, but it was brutally difficult.
They were. They were.
Now, the Treasure game I'm most familiar with is one of my most beloved GameCube games, highly underrated. People don't ever talk about, in my opinion, and it wasn't made by Nintendo, it was made by Treasure, but Nintendo published it. It was a Nintendo licensed game, and that's Wario World.
Yeah, I remember that game.
It was great. I beat that game. Went straight through it. I couldn't believe how good the game was. I was so shocked. I was like, Wario, it's not going to be Mario. Let me check it out. Whatever. Treasure's making it okay, and they make good games. Dude, I had a blast. It was one of my favorite GameCube games, and I don't ever hear anybody talking about Wario World.
Nah. You know what? To be honest with you, I don't even see it come in the store too often.
It's great. That's why I think the people that have it and have played it, they know. They're like, I'm not getting rid of this. This is great. No way. No way. All right. Was there any other ones you wanted to discuss from Treasure?
Nope, that's it, man. I mean, Treasure's list is pretty extensive, but to me, those were the standouts that I can remember, and then I have fond memories of.